Yeah.
Yeah.
Our next question comes from Accident Child, who asks, being that my name is, well, what it is, I am contemplating changing my name before I get a real following. Any tips? Well, if you got to do a name change, it's definitely best to do it now rather than later.
Completely
So
agree.
that's first and foremost.
Or else it just gets
That's all I
memed.
got.
It gets memed.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw that this week, and I won't name who it was, but we started calling her by her old name, and I was like, oh, that's not her name anymore, huh? And it just sort of becomes a meme. But in the same way, yeah, if you're feeling any doubts about your name, which, by the way, I think your name's awesome, but if you have any doubts about your name, do it now before you have a following. You may have a little bit of following, and some people may drop off, but it's better than having a large amount of people drop off because they have no idea who you are anymore.
Yeah.
A
On
lot
their
of the time,
follower page.
yeah, exactly. A lot of the time, people don't really, they don't know who it is anymore. I will see names on Twitter all the time, like, why did I follow? I don't even know who this is. And then you look into it and you're like, oh, that's who it is.
It's my best friend. My bad.
Right, right. And you're like, what? What just happened? Yeah, like
I
that.
mean,
Danotage Stalker 360 no scope yellow. That was my old name. Changed it.
CyborgAngel, you were going to say?
Oh, I was going to say, I was just going to agree. I was going to say it's risky. It's just risky if you do it later on.
Very
the longer
risky.
you leave it, the more of a risk it is, because just people ain't going to notice, or they're not going to get the memo. You can tweet it out, you can put it on all your social media, they just might not get the memo, and then you won't get that visitor again, or they're not going to recognize the notification. So
most people don't see when you tweet out that stuff, right? A handful of people will see it, and those are the only people who are actually going to notice and pay attention. And frankly, because they see it, those are likely the people who follow you really closely anyway, where it's not as important because they're going to be coming in and watching every day. They already know that you're going to be changing. You've been talking about it on stream. They watch every stream. They favorite every tweet. They're already engaging a lot.
Well, I mean, that's Twitter in general, right? You have,
absolutely.
80,000 followers or 100,000 followers. 20,000, probably 20,000 at most, are going to see a tweet per when you tweet it, right? Or when you talk about it, because that's how Twitter works. You're scrolling through a bunch of stuff, and you can have I mean, my thumb is probably going to break by the time I'm 40.
I got one bicep thumb.
Because I miss tweets every single day. Like, Hunter's one of my greatest friends, and I miss a lot of his tweets, and I would love to see everything he says, but it's just how Twitter works.
Yeah, absolutely.
We were just going back to like just the name change in general. I was talking about this. I don't think they would mind me talking about them, but Simcopter 1 and Brosive, her name's Brosive, but she has 2 B's and 2 F's at either end.
Oh,
and they were like contemplating, hey, if I wanted to change a name, what would it be? And it's like, well, they ended up not changing their name because that's what they're known as. That is their brand at that point. It may have 2 B's and an F. It might have a 1 at the end, but the point is they know you as that no matter what it is. I think there's special cases.
As that. Exactly that. I wouldn't know who it was if she changed it too dramatically.
Right.
Yeah. I would say, like, if you're having doubts now and you're struggling with your name, like, definitely, like, change it to something that you can be happy with. Like,
I mean, so
do that
you
now,
seem very self-aware, right? Like Accident Child, like you named yourself that, it's with self-deprecation. And so some mockery that would come along with it seems totally, you expect that and accept it. But there will be days where you're frustrated at a game or frustrated with some things that are happening in chat. And then somebody also points out, brings up some mockery with Accident Child. And because it's built right in there, it's like you've handed them that thing. And that might take you over the edge. It's definitely generally a better idea, in my opinion, to have something that minimizes where the points of mockery can happen. Like I get the TheHunterWild, and I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. I mean, today's a low day. Like that's not a problem for me,
One thing. So I wanted to respond to one thing in chat. If that's something we do here.
No, you're not allowed. We ignore chat completely.
I just threw water in my face with that.
I don't know the rules. I know the rules, man. I'm freak out, man. No, so Accident Child responded with, I just find branding the name Accident Child impossible. But the point is, the name itself doesn't matter when you're branding. None of the part of that matters unless it blatantly says a message, right? which you're sending a message with everything you say, but it's not blatant, right? TheHunterWild, what does that mean? That means anything he wants it to mean, right?
Yeah.
Danotage,
It happens to be really straightforward, but
well,
yeah.
yeah.
But you can do all kinds of stuff with your branding.
Your brand is anything. Your brand is what you do. Your brand is your personality. It's not something that becomes a theme. What does Danotage mean?
Yeah.
Anybody,
right.
Can anybody tell me? What does it mean? It means nothing, right?
And you can be really playful with it. Accident child, and you can put that in pastel colors in a field of flowers, and suddenly that's comical because it's ironic, right? And there's like a strong juxtaposition there between this calm and serene pastoral setting and the beautiful colors, and then the accident child, and it's like that's like jarring by itself, and you're already getting attention. It has nothing to do with the words there. Nothing to do. Like you're not taking it and being very direct and literal. And that's a lot of what branding is about, is allowing there to be a connection and a memory of the thing that doesn't necessarily mean you're taking those words and you're showing them literally with visuals. So
I know what a Lowco is though, so that's straightforward.
Yeah, no, super straightforward.